We are about to have the international break, and we've decided to give you a very spicy weekend preview of all of the club games going on this weekend. We're going to be focusing mainly on the Premier League matches, but we'll also touch on the top European five leagues as well, because, yeah, El Clasico is happening this weekend as well. So stick with us and let's dive in. So we're going to dive in quickly, and the first game we're going to talk about is the Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle match. Because personally, I feel this is a blockbuster ready to happen, and I'll tell you why. Newcastle are beginning to find their feet back. After their victory against Wolves, I think they showed they showed how much they want that top four spot. They showed how much they want to actually fight for a place in Europe. But then we also have a team in Nottingham Forest who literally, when they play on the city ground, on their ground, they are a different team altogether. They ball like never before. They run from the beginning of the match till the end of the match. So they're a different team. I don't think we should be able to judge them just based off of their away form. But their home form, where they'll be playing this particular game against Newcastle, is actually amazing. Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking one. I think we would have lots of, high pace, intense moments in this game because, like I said, Newcastle are a very fast team, but Nottingham Forest are also very quick as well when it comes to the ground. Nusa, what do you think about this particular game?
Newcastle, for most parts of this season, they've been, pushing the likes of Man United
Yeah.
and Chelsea, Man United and some other of the top sides
No, it's
this
okay. You
season.
can make the mistake. You can call Chelsea, You can call Chelsea. Rub it
so,
in.
so, so,
It's fine. It's
so,
fine.
so they've been showing lots of promise this season.
Yeah.
They've been a good side. They've had some really decent wins. They were in the Carabao Cup finals. So if you want to judge this on paper, you probably say based on what they've done this season, they can go away with a win against
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest. But we
Yeah.
know how good Nottingham Forest have been at home. They've racked up some important wins at home, and they've had some really good draws against some top sides this season. So it's not going to be a stroll in the park for Newcastle,
Every
even
time he
though
just says this type of things, funny enough, sorry to cut you. Every time he says something like this, they've had some good draws against some top sides. The first team that will come to mind is Chelsea. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. It's Chelsea that's coming to my mind every time he says something like this. But anyway, yeah, they've actually had some good matches against the top sides, like Chelsea.
Exactly, they have, and that's why we would not be surprised if Nottingham Forest come up with the win or they get a good result against Newcastle. But I think Newcastle has all it takes to win this game, but it's not going to be easy. That's what I feel.
Yeah, yeah. Personally, I also feel like we should take into account the relegation battle currently. From 12th position to 20th position, I think they are all separated with about 3 to 4 points. So it's a really tough battle currently going on. Like Nottingham Forest can lose this game. They are in 14th position currently. They can lose this game, and before they know it, at the end of the weekend, they find themselves in the bottom three. And that's a bad position to be going into the international break because you have to sit with that for the duration of international break and not be able to do anything about it. So I feel like it's going to be one of those games that it will be decided based off of who turns up, like who wants it more. Because and also
True.
Alexander Isak, his performance against Wolves was amazing. Like they benched Callum Wilson and they allowed the guy start from the beginning of the match, and he literally showed exactly what he's all about. He's a very good attacker, he's a very good striker, very good with his feet, knows how to link up the play as well. So if they go
Exactly.
ahead with that decision, it's going to help Newcastle a whole lot. Just give me your prediction for this game. What do you think is going to happen in this one?
I think 2-1 Newcastle.
Oh, I think a one or draw. I think a one or draw. I think Nottingham Forest can score and probably defend that for their lives. Okay, let's dive in. Let's dive in. We're going to talk about Aston Villa Bournemouth next. This is also going to be a tough, in a way, type of game because Bournemouth, who knew they were going to do what they did to Liverpool? Okay, and that has built up their confidence going into this game. I'm not even going to lie because if they take into account their last two games, their performance against Arsenal and then their victory against Liverpool, Bournemouth's confidence is high right now. But Aston Villa is they are also a very good team. Obviously, Unai Emery has done a whole lot with that team. Oli Watkins is actually a striker that can't stop scoring right now. FPL players, all of us want him in our teams. But then I'm thinking Bournemouth with the confidence that they have, they are definitely going to put up a good game against Villa. What do you think?
Who is not going to put up a good game against Villa? Don't forget that Bournemouth at some point were 2 goals up against Arsenal, table toppers, and
Yeah.
they went on to beat Liverpool. Come on, they can actually go and get the job done against Aston Villa, no doubt, because the players are brimming with a lot of confidence right now. So they feel they can beat anybody, when they play well as a unit. And you can see there's one good thing about this squad that I like is how they play for themselves. How they defend together, they go all
Hmm.
out together, and that is going to really work for them. And Phil Billing is one of their star
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
He keeps coming up with
Yeah.
the
It
goals.
is.
He keeps scoring goals, and
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be a danger man, against Aston Villa. Even Dominic Solanke, he
Yeah.
doesn't get to score a lot of goals, but
Solanke,
yes, he doesn't.
Utara. They
Yeah,
have a lot of good players as well. A
exactly.
whole lot of
Even
good players.
Le Mans in midfield, like they have lots
Yeah,
of players. Even Anthony, so they have players that can go
on the
and hurt.
wings. Yeah.
Exactly, they can have players that can go and
But
hurt
Aston Villa
the
has a lot
Aston
of
Villa
players as
side.
well. Let's not forget that Aston Villa has a lot of players as well.
True,
Because in as
but
much as Bournemouth has a lot of players, and Aston Villa has home advantage as well going into this game. So,
see now,
no,
I'll
who
point
knows?
out
Who
I'll
knows?
point out that the reason Bournemouth would win against Aston Villa is not because of the players they have. Like, if you want to match player for player against Aston Villa, you probably say Aston Villa will win because they have better players than Bournemouth. But this Bournemouth side defeated a
Yeah.
Liverpool side that whooped Manchester United 7-0. So the
Yeah,
Premier
but
League.
Liverpool has been inconsistent. Liverpool, remember the point where Liverpool were liking to Chelsea. That was about 3 to 4 weeks ago. Okay, so Liverpool they've been very inconsistent this season. I feel like if Bournemouth were able to get the result against high flying league table toppers Arsenal, then I would definitely know that this side has something about them. But they were not able to hold on to that 2
See,
nil. Imagine you leading somebody 2 nil in 60 minutes and you did
see,
not hold on, you still actually lost that game 3
to
2.
me
So
that
that one
is
was the main test for me.
okay. For me, that's stuff of champions.
Right,
Yeah.
so
So
give me your predictions for this one. Give me your predictions for this one.
I just think it's going to be a 2-0 draw. I think it's going to be a 2-0 draw.
2-0 draw. I think Aston Villa wins this one 2-1. I feel Arsenal will win this one. Aston Villa rather will win this one 2-1. Okay. We're jumping into the next game, Brentford versus Leicester City. Leicester they are having a terrible time right now. They had a terrible time earlier on this season, and then they got this amazing form, this run, and just before the World Cup, and then after the World Cup, they got back to their normal having a terrible time, and then they got back into winning ways with wins against Aston Villa and wins against Tottenham, and then boom, just like that, 4 straight losses. It's crazy the type of season Leicester is having because we already know they have quality in that squad. They have quality in that squad. They played Chelsea last weekend, and Chelsea were clearly the better team. That Chelsea would have won that game 5-1 or 5-0. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan, but yeah, actually I'm saying this without any sort of bias, and they should even be down to 10 men. But let's not get into the refereeing situation in the Premier League right now. But Leicester City have a lot of quality. James Madison in that team gives them this extra edge. He's very creative. He knows how to link up the play. He knows how to play some terrible. Like take for example the crosses he gave to Amate. Amate should have buried that. That had an XG of about 0.96. the expected goals for that particular cross was about 0.96. So there was no reason why he should not even be scoring that. But then he missed. He literally missed that goal. And James Madison feels like it feels like his efforts are being wasted in Leicester City. Let's definitely in the summer we're going to get some movement in terms of James Madison. We'll talk about that later on. But yeah, what do you think about this game?
To me, I just feel like Leicester City, they have players that currently are tired of playing for the club, because you look at the quality they have in that team
Hmm.
and you wonder why they struggle. More like you have players that their heads are already out of the club. They want to move to another team. Players like
Hmm.
Tillemans, Madison. Vardy is no longer the youngest of players. You know, um,
No, 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 no. Vardy. No, no.
is now
No.
old. Yeah, so you have their main
Yeah.
players. Some of them really want to leave the club, and I think that's what really affects. Kelechi Iheanacho has been really good for them, this season. And looking at how
But he has missed a lot
Brentford,
of big chances. Let's just be
exactly,
honest. He
exactly,
has missed a lot of big chances.
he has missed chances. Yes,
Yeah, we're
true.
about to speak about Brentford. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Brentford, I think they are in good form.
Amazing team.
Like amazing team.
Amazing
Like
team.
you wonder, you keep thinking they are going to go down. They are going to go down, but they just keep surprising everyone. You look at that Brentford side,
Exactly.
and
The same thing with Brighton right now.
that's the
They
thing.
are doing the exact same thing with Brighton. You're
Like
just waiting for them to slip up,
exactly,
revert to their normal, qualities of, yeah, towards this time of the season, they'll start dropping points and all of that. But it's not
it's
happening.
not happening.
I'm saying this as a Chelsea fan.
I'm
We'll wait for a long time.
I'm telling you. And then you look at the team. You
We'll
look at their
wait.
team, and you be like, "Are you serious? How does this crop of players play this good?" You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah. No,
and
we already know the recruitment team in Brighton is in Brighton
exactly,
and Brentford. Both of them they have awesome recruitment teams. Awesome recruitment teams. So
exactly.
I'm not
So
surprised these players that we do not know about are actually performing like this. Yeah.
they are flying right now. So I think, though, judging by their form right now, I would not be surprised if Brentford wins this.
Southampton versus Tottenham Hotspur. Southampton are only good when they see just. That's when they
I
are
s-
good.
see
That's when they know. That's when they know ball. That's when they know
you
ball.
need to
When
see
they see
how
Chelsea.
angry I was when they lost. When I was like, how did Man United not beat these people? It was so annoying,
No,
really.
no, no, no.
But
I think why Man United didn't beat Southampton, we already know. The loss of Casemiro at 30 something minutes,
yeah,
it
I
literally
think it was
just
about the 34th
it
minute
crippled
or
the whole
so.
team.
Yeah,
It crippled the whole team.
it
Yeah.
did. But
So
that's how
that one we
bad.
already know why. I think if Man U was if Man U had their full squad, then that match would have been over before Southampton knew what was happening to them. But now Southampton are playing a very unpredictable Tottenham Hotspur side because you can't literally predict this Tottenham Hotspur team because today they are high flying, they are
Tomorrow.
beating Nottingham Forest, who is probably having a good run as well, but they beat them 3-1 convincingly the last time they were out, but then they can't score a goal against AC Milan, and you now see them losing to teams like Wolves and Sheffield United. So it's a very, very unpredictable team. They've had this type of run throughout the season. But one thing I like about them is that in as much as they fall off, they don't fall off for too long, the way Chelsea did and just stayed there. They will fall off and next 2, 3 matches they are back up there firing. So I think this is going to be another match where they fire and they are actually trying to secure that fourth because they're out of the Champions League, they're out of the FA Cup, they didn't win the Carabao Cup. What they have right now is top four. That's what they are fighting for. Top four. So if they actually make a turnaround of their season right now, start winning games, I think they might actually get it. What do you think?
Yeah, true. I think they should start winning now because it's getting intense, especially the top four fight. You know, Man United, they've had
Mm,
some really bad games, couple of games, like they lost to Liverpool, drew to Southampton. So the gap between Man United and Tottenham is now even closer. So they can't afford to
yeah.
start losing games or being inconsistent anymore if they want the top four position. You have Liverpool also coming up as well. So and it's going to be like intense from now. So they need to
We
start
have
winning.
Brighton also coming up as well.
Exactly. So they have to start winning games, and I think they would show a lot more hunger against Southampton.
Mm,
I don't
yeah,
know, but I just feel it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a
a
draw.
draw. Wow.
Yes,
That's a bold one. That's a bold prediction. I
it's
feel
going to be
like
a
your
draw.
Manchester United bias might be
No,
getting
no,
way
no,
of
no,
you
no,
right
no,
now
no, no.
because
This.
obviously if they win, they leapfrog Manchester United into third position. You know this. So
Wait.
definitely you'll be thinking,
No,
let
no,
them
no,
just draw. Let
no, no,
them
no,
still
no,
be in
no.
fourth position.
This has nothing
Knows
to.
that we know these things. Don't worry. No need to explain.
No, no.
No need to explain.
So,
You get why
so
saying
deep
that
down,
when Leicester, I mean,
deep
I
down,
when Tottenham they play Southampton, you go feel like say they no go win.
deep down, I want them to
You get
even lose.
why?
Deep down, I even want them to lose,
Normal
but,
na normal. I like
but
that you're coming up. The real
yeah.
you is showing.
Deep down, I want them to lose, but I just think defensively, defensively they might be open, and we know that Southampton they are set piece specialists. When you can't afford to give them the opportunity to play free kick, corners, and all of those things, they will hurt you.
Yeah, with James Ward-Prowse
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
exactly. And then
yeah.
Hugo Lloris is not back yet. We still have Foster that has a lot of
Mm.
mistakes in him. So I don't know. It's if Hurricane turns up,
I'm not
if
arguing
Hurricane,
with you. I'm not arguing with you that Tottenham do not have defensive issues. What I would actually say to counter that is that they have better attacking options. Okay, if Tottenham concedes one goal to Southampton in the game tomorrow, I think the attackers will score two or three and they will still win the match. I don't see Southampton outscoring Tottenham Hotspur. That's just
true,
what I'm saying.
true,
I'm
true.
not saying Tottenham will keep a clean sheet. I'm just saying I don't see Southampton outscoring Tottenham Hotspur. So it's going to be a very close one, but I think Tottenham will get the victory. And you think Southampton will get something out of this game? I can't wait to see this one. I really cannot wait
I
to see
think
this
so.
one.
I think so.
Um, let's dive into another relegation battle. Wolves versus Leeds. This game, I know why I'm calling it a relegation battle because both teams are in that bracket, in that bracket of players, or rather of teams where you say they are in a relegation battle. Wolves is currently 13th position, while Leeds is actually knee deep in the relegation battle in 19th position. But just 4 points, yeah, 4 points separates both teams. 4 points separates both. Lopetegui has done a very good job. I know definitely
True.
people will talk about when he took over Wolves. They were in 20th position. Now they are in 13th position. So it's not like he has done a bad job. Obviously, he has taken them out of the relegation. But with the type of team they have, they should be in the probably in the top 10 or in the mid table. So fighting for probably a place in Europe because they are actually a very good side. But then Leeds actually put up a very good display the last time they were out as well, and they got the victory. So it's going to be a very interesting game. No, Leeds actually got a draw. Sorry, they got a draw. Jack Harrison equalized for Leeds against Brighton. So Leeds got a draw against Brighton, high flying Brighton. I think that would also boost their confidence a little bit going into this one against Wolves. I think it's going to be an interesting tight match. What do you think?
Yeah, true. It's going to be who wants it more. I think who shows more hunger
Mm,
and promise in the match would actually take it.
yeah,
But you look at both teams. I wonder sometimes I see the Leeds squad and I think they are good enough to you have good players. Aronson, you have Somerville, you have some really good players there. Adams, one of my favorite
Weston
players.
McKennie.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and then you have really good players there. Alien, you have Harrison, players that can really hurt you. And you wonder why they don't win games or why they end up losing games. I just think it's going to be really tough against Wolves. Wolves too, they're also on the rise. So I think it's going to be maybe a 2-1 win for
So
Leeds United.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 win for the Wolves. I like the fact that we're on both side of the fence on this one because I think in as much as Leeds have incredible team. Wolves have probably on paper the better squad than Leeds. Trust me, they do. They have Pedro Neto, they have Adama Traore, they have Matheus Nunes, they have Ruben Neves,
But
they have
but they've had all these
a whole
players.
lot of players that can hurt you.
But
The
they've
same
had all
thing,
these
Leeds
players
had
and
all these
still
players as well.
and so
Leeds have had all these players as well. So
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 it's the same thing. Like that's why I said on paper they look like the better side. And this is a Molyneux. There's no way Leeds can come here and get the victory. I think Wolves would definitely. Oof, they're already feeling hot that they did not get something against Newcastle because they actually had moments in that match where they could actually hurt Newcastle, but they didn't take advantage of it. Immediately they equalized, they sat back, and before you know it, Newcastle hurt them. So they are definitely going to want to rectify that in this game. So it's going to be a tough one. I'm not saying
yeah.
let's write off Leeds. I'm saying tough game, but I
Trust me,
think
I want to
Wolves
really
has
write off
got this
Leeds
one.
because we don't like them. I don't like we don't they
No,
know
normally, like
they know
we
that.
who likes
Yeah.
Leeds? Yeah.
Yeah. So but let's see, it's going to be a close game. But let's see who wins.
Okay. Let's move on to Chelsea versus Everton. Chelsea versus Everton. My favorite
Blue
club
is the color.
versus Everton. Wow.
Football, what is football?
Now,
Football is what again? Since they say blue is the color, football is the what? Is the game, right? Mm.
yeah, I think so. I think
But the
so.
funny is,
But
winning is not your name anymore now.
yeah, it's
Or
not. It's not.
winning is not
It's
the
not.
aim again, Abi.
It's not. It's not. Survival is the aim right now. Survival. Survival is the aim. Removing
Uh,
shame from the faces of the Chelsea fans is the aim right now. That's the aim right now. Chelsea right now they do not have anything to fight for in the Premier League. We're going to be focused on the Champions League. But then, like I said, they will definitely want to remove shame from the eyes of the Chelsea fan. They would actually want to finish in a very reputable position in the Premier League going at come the end of the season. So I feel like it's going to be a very interesting match because we literally saw what Everton is all about, what Sean Dyche is all about in their last game. Dwight McNeil scored in the first minute and then the match ended 1-0. In the first minute and then the match ended 1-0. Literally what Everton and Sean Dyche is all about. So Chelsea needs to be careful when Everton comes into town because we already know what they can do against the big boys. Arsenal will testify. But then Chelsea looks like a team on the rise. They look like the team right now who is finding back their feet. They have all of their players firing, even without Reece James, without Thiago Silva, without N'Golo Kante, without all of these main stake players in the first 11, they were still able to get a very good result against Leicester City last time out. So I think not being a biased fan, just looking at this from the point of who is in form, who is playing at home, who has a better record, I think Chelsea should just nick this one. What do you think?
well, I think I agree with you. I think the last couple of games for Chelsea, they've been, you know,
Yeah,
coming up. They've been on the rise, just like you said. And the manager right now is trying to understand his best 11. The players who would come into the team and do a job that he wants them to do. So I think this is going to be for them another game that they have to win. So I believe that
yeah,
it must
another
have,
game they have to win,
yes,
definitely.
another game they have to win. So right now they just want to be taking every game as it comes, one game after,
Yeah,
yes, just
yeah,
let it just keep coming, one game to the next, like that. So I think they have what it takes
yeah.
to win, even though it's not going to be easy. Let's just hope that the
So
form.
definitely,
I don't even know
Everton is a
if
very
I'll
good
call it
side.
form. I don't even know if I'll call it form or the individual brilliance show itself again and let them win. But I I think
Okay,
they would
okay,
have what it
okay.
takes to win. Yeah.
Okay, let's not dwell too much on Chelsea. What do you think? What do you predict the game to be? What do you think the prediction should for this game should be?
2-1.
2-1 to Chelsea. I think
Okay.
2-0 to Chelsea. 2-0 to Chelsea. I don't see Everton scoring, but hopefully they
I
don't.
think Everton will score.
We're going to
I
touch
think Everton will
briefly
score.
on the FA Cup game because it's interesting. Vincent Company is coming back home. Manchester City versus Burnley. And can I just give Vincent Company his flowers? Like what he has done with Burnley
Yeah,
this season, my God, he has literally transformed that squad. Literally transformed. Pep Guardiola literally said in one of his interviews that Vincent Company will definitely be a Manchester City manager in the future because what he has done is amazing. I know the Championship is not the Premier League, but then with the way
yeah.
he's going about his victories, it looks like he has something about him. It looks like he's actually comfortable in that managerial position and he knows exactly what he's doing. And probably if you give him a bigger squad, enough resource, who knows, he might start challenging for the top positions in the Premier League. But this match is going to definitely be his biggest test this season, playing Manchester City in Etihad. What do you think? What do you think? Where do you see this one going?
Company just looks like a manager who, during his playing days, was taking notes from Pep Guardiola.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's what we get to see right now. But the job he has done for Burnley is remarkable, and that's why they are where they are right
Mm.
now. Going into this game
Mm-hmm.
is not it's not going to be easy for Burnley because this one is not they are not playing Sheffield United or which other
Nah, you're
team.
playing Man City,
You're
the big
playing Manchester, yes,
dogs.
exactly. And who knows this team better than Vincent Company? He was once the captain of this team he's playing against, so he knows exactly what to
Mm.
expect from Manchester City. And
Yeah, yeah,
yes, and I'm very sure he's going to tell the boys, you're not going there to go and have your shirt signed by Kevin De Bruyne, or you're going to swap shirts with Phil Foden, or you want to hug Haaland or something. You're going there for a fight, and if you want to get anything off this Manchester City side, you have to play with your lives. And I'm very sure he's going to tell that to the boys.
yeah.
So it's not going to be easy. I know that they will come into this match fighting, but we know that Man City, no, come on, it's Manchester City. They will win, and they would not
No, it's
even,
Manchester City. It's Manchester City.
yeah, and they will not even start some of their best guns. You see maybe Alvarez, you see a lot of their French players starting, but they will still do the job. They
Yeah,
will still do
yeah,
the job.
yeah. I definitely think Manchester City will win the tie. I feel like they will qualify to the semi-finals. But then again, I feel Vincent Company will want to make a statement as well.
Uh,
He would want to put up a side that would put up a fight. So, in as much as people are tipping him for the Manchester City's job, this is the biggest stage where he can show what
yeah,
he's all about. So I think he's going to actually put up a fight. I think his boys are going to turn up. Nathan Tella is
exactly,
actually blowing it
exactly.
up. I think he scored a hat trick in their last match. So it's going to be an interesting watch. And like you said, Manchester City will rotate their squad. So let's see whether probably they'll rotate to the points where Vincent Company side might actually have a chance. But I see Manchester City going forward um, from this side. Let's jump right into the Sunday games. For Sunday, we have leading top table Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Arsenal would be feeling really down after their performance against Sporting. They've been knocked out of the Europa League. I'm sure most of their fans would have thought that this was the season where they would do the major double, get the Premier League and get the Europa League as
Fully.
well. But I'm sorry now. But you see, life and football is just interesting because
It is.
before the game against Sporting, all of the Arsenal fans they were really excited. They wanted to get the double. They want the Europa League. They want the Premier League. Now after the game, after they've been knocked out, they are now like this is the best thing that could happen to them. Their focus now is on the
Now
Premier
they can
League. No
concentrate. Yeah,
more
exactly,
distractions in the Europa.
exactly.
Do you understand? Like they always
Yeah.
find it. I'm telling you, if anything makes Arsenal not win the league, what we would hear is that was not our initial target from the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, what we set out to do was finish in the top four, and we did that convincingly. So I think we had a bet. That's literally what an Arsenal fan is going to tell you. But regardless, I feel like they are probably still going to win the league. I think Pep Guardiola's mind would be more on the Champions League, and if Arsenal slip up, then he can take advantage. But if they don't slip up, then I think they will definitely just sneak and take the league home. But what do you think
Yeah.
against this game?
I
Because Crystal Palace right now they are having the worst run. The worst run. They've not won a game in 2023, and this is March already. So they are having the worst run. Patrick Vieira is coming back to Arsenal. What do you think about this one?
I think before I speak, I would just need to hear from the Arsenal perspective. So, um, come and give us your honest take on the Arsenal game.
Yeah, it was a terrible outing actually. As an Arsenal fan, I would say I'm deeply gutted. It was not something we were actually looking forward to. The scoreline did not actually tell us exactly how the game looked like. Well, I actually thought Arteta gambled with the game. How can you tell me you are going to a second leg of a very crucial game like this after drawing 2-2? You're
Yeah.
supposed to field your best team. Field your best team. It's very important.
Mm,
When you are fighting at fight,
yeah, it
see,
is.
the guy just gambled. He underestimated Sporting. He didn't know that these guys they had nothing to lose. They were ready to drag anybody
Yeah.
down if possible. They had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I thought actually he actually gambled with the game. Look at when he started bringing in the big boys. These guys knew our bench. They knew we had stuff on the bench.
Yeah.
Understand? So they were ready. When those guys came in, they didn't want to play anymore. Let's just drag these guys down. Let's push it to the extreme.
Exactly.
So that's exactly what they did. They had a game plan. They actually worked with their game plan. I know I can read the coach
Yeah.
mind. When you go there, try to get just one goal and hold them. When you give these guys this mentality, go on, just score one. And keeper didn't even make things easy. Everything actually worked really, really against Arsenal yesterday. You could see the save. The boys tried. See, technically they had uh, focus. They played their hearts
Yeah.
out. The keeper just didn't want anything to go beyond that line. If you
I'm
look at the
telling
replay,
you.
you see the saves he had to make, some crucial saves.
Yeah, line saves,
Goal line
definitely.
clearance, all these games, the
Yeah,
attempts
yeah,
were there. If you look at the stats in the second half, funny enough, there's something I discovered in that game yesterday, and I really blame Arteta for it. These people started strongly in the first half. The first 15 minutes, Arsenal had nothing to play. You understand? Then they slowed down after Arsenal grew into the game. Okay,
yeah.
that's their game plan. I think this same plan happened when in the World Cup when England was playing Croatia. At the first half of if you go back to that match, at the first extra time of that game, Croatia did nothing. England was just trying to
Mm,
score, but at the second half of that extra time, Croatia did what they wanted to do. That's exactly what Sporting did yesterday. Exactly what they did. They knew Arsenal would slow down. So second half, they did exactly what they did in the first half. They rushed Arsenal. They played and played, got all the chances. If go back and they got all the chances. I just told myself, I said, this goal will come. I said, this goal will come. And before you know it, the goal came. And as they scored that goal, he tapped there. But I said, it's over. Guys, let's go back. Let's go and wait for them. So they knew Arsenal was going to bring out the big boys now. They've gotten their goal. They knew Arsenal was going to bring in the big guns. And exactly what Arteta did. And they were ready. They see out the game to the end. And look at the changes they made towards the end of the game. They took out some good players. They know these guys were good, but very bad at penalties.
I brought in
They
good
brought in
penalty takers.
good penalty taker that the only thing they know how to score was penalties.
yeah.
That's technical change for me. That's brain. They took out conservatives, even the scorer that you expect to they removed the guy, removed I think Trincao, they removed some good players and brought in some new players that were good at penalties. Teta just felt well.
Don't you think Arteta and Arsenal showed the competition they want more this season?
Which is the Premier League, I
Which is the
guess.
Premier League,
No, 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 no.
because they are, we don't get to see that spirit, that fighting spirit they show in the Premier League in other competitions like the FA Cup. They were knocked out, the Carabao Cup they were knocked out early, and now they're out of the Europa League. So don't you think that they've prioritized the Premier League over other competitions?
No, I will not say they have done that. You see, Arsenal did not plan to be where they are in the Premier League right now. It was not their focus. Their main focus this season was to qualify for the Champions
Champions League.
League. That was the main plan. The top of the league now it came by way of As the game was
Consistency.
progressing, yes, consistency, they were scoring goals and they were winning matches. That's where they are now. And average Arsenal fan will tell you at the beginning of the season, let us qualify for Champions League. And I believe that was what the board told Ateta. Take these guys into the Champions League. They've been out there for like 6 seasons. Take them to the Champions League. If your priority is to bring them to the Champions League, there's a lot to stand to gain when they're in the Champions League. They attract more players, good players that will build the team. But as things we have it, they became consistent and they were winning games, and that's where they are now.
Yeah.
Over the years, Arsenal has been the father of the FA Cup. It's not like they prioritize the Premier League. They've been the father of the FA Cup. Fine, Cali Cup is not their thing, but the FA Cup has been their thing. And since Arsenal started featuring the Europa League, they've got. I think they've been the final once. They've been the semi-final on another occasion before they started slowing down again. Now, it is not about prioritizing the Premier League over Europa. The Premier League is not even assured. Manchester City is breathing on their neck. It's not like they won like 2 matches to go. No. Everything is still on the line. It's so sad that they've lost virtually every other competition now, leaving the Premier League. It doesn't even help their cause.
But now some supporters, some Arsenal fans are saying that now it's good that they are no longer in any competition. They can now focus on the Premier League. So
And what if we don't win the Premier League?
they believe Arsenal, with the way they are playing now, they will win the Premier League.
You
And
know that-
Manchester City, they've been inconsistent. So do you
Yeah.
think they have a valid point?
I just hope to make everything work and let Arsenal just win the Premier League. They will not say the end justifies the means. Let them win it, because if they still lose the Premier League
I
after
think
losing at all the
all
competitions, just take a look at that now. That would be very bad for the team. It does not even tell well for the team. Even if they qualify for Champions League, they will see rate so low.
True.
Judging from the fact that they've been at the top of the league for months. Do you know that going into this second leg of this Super League, Arsenal were tipped to win this Europa?
Super League, yes, exactly.
Look at the like Barcelona is no longer there.
It's not longer there. Now Man United.
Man United is
now
now you have just gifted Man United the Europa League. That if they too don't flop.
No. The funny thing is, the Europa League is funny. Just the way people do not expect Arsenal to leave at this stage.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So we could be faced with a different team now, and then Man United are out of it. But I hope it is not. I hope.
Please.
I hope we don't.
The
I
only
hope.
person flying the flag now in Europe right now, Europa League is Man U. They might be our bitter rival, but at least let it come to England. Let us bring it home to England. It rates Premier League teams higher
Yes.
in world football. That's what I want. Let it come to England. Last time it was Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yes,
Eintracht Frankfurt won it now.
Yes,
So
yes.
let it come to England. It has been far away from home. And they will have representative in the Champions League, which is Man City and
Chelsea now.
And Chelsea. So let us still have it. And all English European final will not be a bad idea.
We won't, but we can't have that in the Europa League now, right?
No,
now.
at least I mean an English team in the
In
final
finals,
and then the
yes,
English team in the Europa League final. That's what I want.
True.
So it's always a good deal.
It's possible. It's possible. So now, how do you think, with this loss to Sporting, what do you think would it affect the mentality of the players?
Yes.
Going into the game on Sunday?
Yes. My prayer is they should not let it get to them, but obviously it will get to them. If you look at the match, at the end of the game, the players were really, really disgusted. They hated themselves. They felt like killing themselves, you know. The whole world was actually rooting for Arsenal. Now, they didn't just disappoint themselves, they disappointed England and the fans all over the world, you know. I just pray it does not get to them going to the Premier League clash we have against Crystal Palace. No, they have to let it slide. It's not the first time we've been out of the Europa League. These guys have been there and they're out. So it's not a new thing.
But I think they'll win. They'll win against Crystal Palace because they know now that they have to fight.
Well, it's for their own good. They have to kill somebody in that match.
Because this is the only opportunity they have right now. Because it's going to be a waste if they are, gone this far.
They have no excuse again.
So,
they basically have no more excuse. They don't play in the Europa League. They don't play in the FA Cup. They don't play in the Carling Cup. It's just the Premier League for crying out loud. So the players don't tell me you have injury. Don't tell me you are fatigued. You have to be up. In fact, they have no more excuse now. Okay. The only sole priority now is the Premier League. If they have to kill Crystal Palace to get there, let them do. We have some crucial games in front. After Crystal Palace, we have Leeds. I think Leeds? Yes, before a title deciding match between Arsenal and Liverpool.
Liverpool, okay.
Liverpool, we have so I believe the guys have to be focused now. Now the Premier League gets really tense.
Yeah, it gets tense now.
It's tense now.
Okay, fam, you can. The floor is yours.
Yeah. I really like the analysis. I like the emotional, the emotions of it all. You definitely see he's definitely hot by the
Exactly.
results against
Exactly.
Sporting
Gutted.
yesterday. Definitely hot from that result. But anyway, like you rightly said, I feel like they will definitely want to make a statement with the Crystal Palace game. I feel it's definitely going to be something that the fans will want, and they will be playing it at the Emirates Stadium as well. So it's definitely a statement game, that particular game, to show that okay, yeah, we've messed up in the Europa League, but we are definitely 100% all in for the Premier League, which is something I
Yeah.
feel like they're definitely going to do. So it's going to be an
Yeah.
interesting watch on Sunday. And also on Sunday, Manchester United face Fulham in the FA Cup. What do you think about that game?
So what do you
Manchester for no, the game has ended before it even started. For me, I don't see Fulham even posing a real threat. Yes, I don't see Fulham even posing a serious threat to Manchester City. No, 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 no,
yeah.
no, 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 no. If you watch that game against Arsenal, they were not really
Yeah,
there. Yeah, they were not really there. They were just trying to hang on for 90 minutes. They were not really there. You could do see that force they used to have. Mitrovic
yeah.
didn't have the right supply from the midfielders. The wing were not working.
They
That's not.
missed Joao Palina in that
Yeah, Joao
midfield.
Paulinho, that guy
That,
is a machine. That guy can basically tackle every single player on that pitch.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, that guy is
Understand? So
exactly,
when I
exactly.
checked the lineup and I saw Paulinho, they're like, nah, come on. That guy was everywhere against Man U. If you watch the match,
ah
Fulham versus Man U, you know that guy is a
that guy
machine.
was tackling everybody in
That guy is
midfield.
supposed to be a
Like
German.
I swear. I think my United should look at that guy. They should buy him to like
And it's not very cheap now. It's not very cheap right
As a
now.
cover for Casemiro. I'm telling you, like if we have Palina right now, I'm not sure we'll be worried about Casemiro's red card because he defensively he will do
Palina will
what.
not want to come and sit on the bench. Oh.
No, the problem
No,
with
no,
no, the
no.
thing is that when
The
you
thing
are
there
good, you
is
won't sit on the
that
bench.
you won't sit on
Once
the
you are good,
you
it's
won't
not.
sit on the bench,
Don't compare
but we
Wegos.
know
Look at
that
Wegos. Wegos with anything, but it's especially in every match. Wegos is
exactly,
starting.
exactly. Sometimes, it might even surprise you to see that Palina comes into Man United and he starts every game because of what
Yes,
it gives the team.
yes,
Look at Vegas. Vegas is in that Man United team because of work rate. It's not because of his abilities. He doesn't score
yes.
goals.
That's
You know,
true.
this
So
is his
No,
for me,
work
it's
rate.
good.
because
So
also because there are no options right now. If
No
Marshall was
options.
in the team,
Exactly,
definitely
exactly,
he'll be threatening Vegas for that position. There are no options.
Marshall
exactly.
is not.
From
Marshall is
let's
not a
not even talk
striker.
about Vegas. That
No,
guy is
Marshall is
not
not a
a quality
striker.
player,
If
please.
the thing is that one thing about having a striker in your team, whether he's playing well or not, is that it gives your position the impression that there's somebody that can
Somebody
score,
that can
that can
score.
score, that can hurt you.
Yeah,
But does
yeah,
Vegas
yeah.
give such an impression?
Yes, it
That
does.
is,
Now, the
to
thing
me,
is that
Vegas
now
doesn't give the impression like
Vegas might
that.
not be directly involved in goal scoring right now. But let me tell you the truth. You can tell that to your team, but you can't tell that to an opposition team. They have a striker for a
Mm.
very good reason. Now, whether a striker, I look at Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll was not a very prolific striker, but he knows how to score. Now, when given the right opportunity, he will score. So, having a figurehead like a striker in that team, all defenders have to be very wary that there's a striker in this formation. With the right supply, he will
You
score.
score, yeah.
That's the truth. With the right supply, he will definitely score. So it gives the opposition defense that mentality like, oh, but don't go foul. There's somebody here, even if he does not score. This guy's a striker.
Exactly.
He's
So
not the number 7, he's not the number 10, it's a 9. So he will definitely score when given the opportunity. So
the defend,
it
yeah,
drags like
defend
1, 2 defenders away from the people that will
exactly.
definitely
While
score the
allowing the
goals.
wingers play like Rashford coming and all of
Yes,
those
so
things,
that is
it
exactly what I
engages
mean.
the
So if
defender.
Palina comes into Man U team, trust me, with what I've seen with seeing that guy do, he will break into that team too
No,
very
it
well.
will, it will,
He will break that team very
it
well.
will.
And going back to Man City game, he's still not going to be there.
A Man United game.
No, Fulham
Yeah,
Man City
Man
FA.
United.
Man
Man
United,
United, sorry, Man
Man
United
United,
game.
No,
yeah,
for
Man
Man
He's still
United.
not.
United.
Yes, he's not going to be there. So I don't see
Yeah, it's not.
anybody giving Man United any force in that team. Apart from Mitrovic, fine. If the supply comes from the right, once the supply comes to him well, he can do damages in the air. He can score with his leg, and he can actually create small chances in the box. He's a box player. Mitrovic is a box player. When you are not careful, you can just squeeze in and turn.
Exactly,
And he knows how to
exactly.
hold defender. Sometimes he plays
Exactly.
with his back behind the goal. You
Yes,
understand? So those
it's
players
okay
are very
as well.
technical, just like Lukaku. They are very dangerous because when they turn,
Exactly.
they have the goal before them. So he
And
knows
he
exactly
knows
what
how
to
to
do.
bring the ball down
Carefully, he
very
can bring that with
well.
his head and with his chest.
And that's one thing we need to be careful. Now that we don't have Casemiro in the team, I'm just wondering. It's not going to be easy. Now we are calling Fulham. it's not going to be as easy the way it was for Arsenal. Like Arsenal, they have lots of threats in front. Their midfielders were now, right now, without Casemiro, I'm even scared because
No.
Fred loses the ball too often. I cannot bank on him as a DM for Man United. Yeah, I like Sabitzer and the way he plays, but Sabitzer is not a DM. It's better of playing, close to goal than playing to shield your defense. So I feel it's not going to be like the way Arsenal just blew them away. They were always, they are going to show Fulham will come out against Man United. They will come out to play.
I believe the game will be won
But
and lost in the
yeah,
midfield.
exactly.
Domi with the midfield.
But I think Man United will just maybe have
Yeah, it's over there.
Rashford is in form.
Man, that guy is in blistering
Is
form
in
right
form.
now. He's in blistering form right now. But
So I think it would
the game is going to be won and lost in the midfield. Once Rashford gets the right supply from Bruno Fernandes, I think that guy can do a lot of damage. That will not happen in the Fulham side. Nobody can supply Mitrovic that. They don't even have options. Well,
No, Pereira is good though. Pereira has been really good for them because I think in terms of chances created in the Premier League, he's up there behind
He is.
Odegaard,
That's what-
Bruno Fernandes. I know it's there. It's there.
Pereira
I think
is always-
the
you know
top
what?
five or so. in
Pereira
terms of
overworks
chances
himself for Fulham. That is why he's not giving his best right now. Pereira is overworking himself. He's doing the job of like 3 players in that team. You see him on the right, you see him on the left, you see him in the middle, you see him behind, you see him in front. So he's overworking himself on that Fulham team. He's not having the right support. If there was somebody like Pereira too playing with him in that midfield, trust me, they'll do damage. He's the one doing all the jobs, and Paulina get coming on here.
Yeah. That's one thing Paulina gives
That's what
them.
Paulina gives them.
just he allows the attackers go do their thing. Why he's just there. He's
That
just
guy
there.
can tackle 4 players in front of him.
That's where the issue will be because I'm very sure they will have a better tackler,
Yeah,
a better defensive midfielder than Paulina. So it's going to really affect.
And also, there's the worry of crossing to the box. Mitrovic. That's what he wants.
Exactly.
Martinez
and now
cannot
Martinez.
compete. Martinez cannot compete with
To me,
Mitrovic.
I feel Martinez. It's not going to be easy for Martinez
No.
because it will be a target for Mitrovic.
Oh yes.
It will be a target for Mitrovic because especially those long balls coming in. So
Give or
they have
take.
to be wary of that guy.
3-1, 2-1, Man U for me. 3-1, 2-1, Man U.
Definitely.
I think 2-1. I think 2-1. I think 2-1 because we don't really have too
I
many.
think 2-1 as well.
Yeah,
Oh, you said 2-1.
Probably 3-1. You might get the 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying 3-1. Score prediction. Correct score.
I think you might get the 3-1. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I think that's about it for the weekend preview. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Click on that subscribe button, click on that like button. Share this video to your friends as well, and leave us a comment where you're watching the video from. We're really appreciative for all of the support so far, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.